Yeah, you guys, we are looking at winds calm tonight, but you're right. We're going to see them crank back up again for tomorrow. Now, are they going to be off the charts high? No, but they are going to be fairly high. What we want to show you just before we get to our maps, if we can, is that this fire is still burning up around Pacheco Canyon right now. And this area that you're looking at that's burning, just to give you an idea, as the crow flies, it's probably about a mile or so from Los Alamos Canyon. It's fairly close. That is a concern, obviously, but right now that canyon's not threatened, but it is one they're going to watch extremely closely, simply because that canyon, Los Alamos Canyon, is the one that leads directly here into town, and that would be catastrophic if the fire got in there, simply because there's a tremendous amount of fuel in there, and there's also a lot of fuel in some of the other canyons sitting just west of this town. So let's talk a little bit about where the fight is here coming up over the next 24 to 48 hours. What we're going to get are southerly winds for tomorrow. The problem with these, not necessarily the direction. Southerly winds aren't a huge problem here because that could keep the fire west of town, but it's the strength. 30 to 35 mile-an-hour winds will be passing over the fire zone, so that's not great. In addition to that, you can't just look at the winds on where this fire is going to go, because as these fires get started, big-time fires like this tend to generate their own weather. Low pressure is the best way to look at it. You heat that air up at the surface with the flames, and that air evacuates out of the top of a lot of these pyrocumulus clouds, and that can end up drawing air in and wind in and weather in from just about everywhere. So that's why trying to predict purely where this thing's going to go on the basis of wind is probably not a great idea. So a lot of what's going to guide this is going to be terrain, fuel on the ground, and the wind. So that's what firefighters are dealing with. Your 3-day fire forecast, high 80s over the next 3 days. Winds out of the south, 25 to 35 miles an hour for tomorrow. And then they may come down a shade. A little more problematic in this 3-day is the possibility of a little more westerly component to the wind. If that starts to happen as we work our way into Friday, that's a problem, because westerly winds could move this fire a little bit to the east, meaning a little closer to Los Alamos, and that would obviously be a really big deal. Across the state now, as far as your temperatures go, we are fairly comfortable in the metro at 84 degrees, 82 in Socorro, around Santa Fe in the 70s here in Los Alamos, low 70s now too. That's pretty good stuff, and bringing humidities up too, that's helping. 87 in Carlsbad, not in Tucumcari. About 82 degrees. New Mexico satellite and radar shows we've had a few showers today. It hasn't been real helpful, but a couple of spot showers, and out around the Gila, gotten a little bit wet. Along the Sangre de Cristo, a stray shower or two. But the problem over the next couple of days is the fact that we could show you some green splotches on the radar, and they may not help us at all. They could hurt us. Dry lightning is going to be a real concern. When we get some of these thunderstorms and showers that form over very dry air, as that air falls down through the dry air mass, it evaporates, and the rain evaporates before it hits the ground. Because of that, we end up forming some really gusty winds hitting the ground, and that can allow lightning strikes as well, and then feed those lightning strikes and lead to more wildfires. It's a major concern here over the next couple of days, not only in this fire zone, but just across the state, because we've been so dry. So as far as the winds go, those are a factor as well throughout the day tomorrow. Let's check that out and what we expect here. Weather system's going to come to our northwest. Not going to roll through the state, unfortunately, but what it will do in concert with high pressure to the south is increase the pressure gradient over the state. Why is that important? Because that increases the winds, and we're going to see those winds across New Mexico, 30 to 35 miles an hour here in the fire zone, and across much of eastern New Mexico as well here. There is a piece of good news, though. Over the next few days, although we're going to be dry, we've got a chance at some dry thunderstorms. Beyond that, it looks like toward the holiday weekend, we could draw in a little moisture from the south. We're starting to get indications that at least it could be a little bit of a factor for us. That could mean actually real rain showers coming up, working our way towards, say, the holiday weekend and beyond that. So that's something that could be a big help. It's a ways off, and at times the models have completely disagreed on this, on whether it's really going to happen. So we'll keep you posted on that, but at least it's some cause for hope. Next couple of days, though, going to be pretty tough stuff. And, of course, we'll be here to monitor that as well. Across the northwest, temperatures for the most part, 80s and 90s, including 93 in Grants, 99 in Farmington, and 92 in Durango. Partly cloudy skies, and those winds out of the south up to 25 miles an hour. Chance of a spot shower in Durango and Farmington by the back half of your 7-day forecast. South and west, another hot day here. Temperatures for the most part in the 90s, although triple digits around Lordsburg and Deming. And as we check out the Silver City 7-day forecast, you'll start to see those lightning bolts coming up over the next next few days, and that's not necessarily good news. Again, we've got to watch the Gila there. Across the south and east, conditions here will be windy at times, gusts to 35 miles an hour, very warm temperatures, and in Roswell, we'll start to cool things down and get the chance to spot showers by the time we hit about Saturday or Sunday. Meanwhile, across the north and east, a stray shower is going to be possible over the next 24 hours, but just as likely a dry lightning strike. Temperatures anywhere from the 80s all the way up to the triple digits, and we will get that chance at a spot storm or two coming up back half of the Las Vegas 7-day forecast. Northern mountains, same deal here. Spot shower possible, lightning strike possible as well. Winds cranking up for tomorrow. 7-day forecast, temperatures in the 80s in Santa Fe. Down into the East Mountains, temps for the most part in the 90s, partly cloudy skies, winds out of the south 10 to 20, and here in the metro, we're going to be in the mid to high 90s for tomorrow. We'll start to see that chance at a spot thunderstorm here or there, back half as well of the 7-day forecast. So you guys, this is a situation now where they got a little break today. Tomorrow promises to be a more difficult day here in Los Alamos.